the top now. Till we riding with that top down. Yeah, I'm ready to play. I ain't stepping on no brakes. Let's just get going. Yeah. Woke up in the metaverse. Got a plan, I bet it works. They trying to kill the messenger for they know how the meta works. Locks finally broken. We saw the code and rewrote it. 100 mil on our tokens. The sandbox got it open. Assets on assets. They pause, we take action. Y'all stick to the classics and live in the past tense. You never take it serious. Looking at the Ethereum, saying we're all delirious. All mistaken experience for answers. All my people are stacking sand and we dancing. Taking pictures with Snoop in the meta mansion. Some NFTs for my team like we got the passion. I still hit the game like I swear to God it's my anthem. Buying land, stack it up, I'm using sand. Link it with my mans, VoxEdit 150 grand. You don't understand, we bigger than brands. And what's in your hand, sandboxes do what they can. Blowing up, about time we only going up, going up. Nah, there ain't no controlling us, trolling us. Get your hands, go ahead and throw them up, Y'all ready for the sandbox game? Climbing up the blockchain. We be hitting like it's. We be hitting like it's. Running to the top now. Till we riding with that top down. Yeah, I'm ready to play. I ain't stepping on no brakes. Let's just get going. Y'all ready for the sandbox game? Climbing up the blockchain. We be hitting like it's.
Welcome everybody to the Sandbox Saturday stream. I am Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi, joined here in voice, heart, and soul by Lucas is right. Hello, Lucas.
Hey, Alex, how are you today?
I'm doing great. We got somebody else with us today.
We do?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. What's up? How's it going?
Hey, Joe.
What's up, Joe? I didn't know you were here.
Fam, it's wild out here right now. I get out of a shower. I explode out of a shower, I should say. Phrasing. And I kick the door in and I'm like, hey, Alex, I'm here. And he's like, bro, let's go, right? And so I'm like, hey, just real quick, I need to put on clothes. Be right back. And now we're 4 minutes late, chat. It's all my fault.
Hey, it's okay.
That story, I'm okay with it. I mean, I felt like the sisters just hit me while you were regaling us with that dramatic tale.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Joe put on clothes just for the benefit of your ears.
Chat real sassy immediately. All right. Well, that wasn't the intention, but okay. All right.
There we go.
Good morning. How are you?
That's a nice way to start the day. I'm not gonna lie. I like that.
Beautiful morning. You know. Sorry, chat. Get out of my DMs.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Send them all
What
the
do
way.
you mean don't do it? No, seriously, get out. No, really.
All right.
We're kicking it off great, Alex. It's having a good time out here.
It's a beautiful day. All right.
What are we doing today, sir?
We're building games today because it's been forever since I've actually built something on stream. More than something that takes 5 minutes to
We're doing a blank canvas
display
build?
something. We're doing a blank canvas build. I've called this game Ascension. And so my rough outline here is we're going to start in the middle. Not necessarily geographically in the middle, but we're going to in the middle altitude. We're going to start in the middle altitude. We're going to work our way down to the depths of Doom. And unlock whatever infernal equipment we can. And then ride an elevator up to the clouds and destroy the god of this world. That's what we're gonna do.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. So what I need from the chat is your feedback and your opinions on how we're going to construct this, because we're just going to hang out and build. We're going to answer questions as we can. You got any questions related to the Sandbox ecosystem, the Game Maker, VoxEdit? We will try to answer them the best that we can. And we're just going to build away as long as this takes to make, a game. So we're going to have fun with this. We had started doing something like this a long time ago, and so much has changed in the Game Maker since then. I probably still have that game file backed up here somewhere, but we're gonna skip that. We had built a little village next to that pool of water in the default land setup, and what did we had a quest? Was it you had to save Wizzy's cat, right? The cat had been transformed into a squirrel.
Yeah,
we carried the squirrel back. So we did that. We're going with a more epic narrative this time.
More epic than saving the cat? I don't believe it.
More epic than transmorgifying a squirrel into a cat. Yeah, more epic than that. That's what we're doing.
Order to fill. I'm looking forward to seeing if it can happen.
So yeah, we're going to we're gonna start building here, and just if you got any ideas, throw them out. And I'm actually gonna ask some opinions here. What kind of format do we want for our camera? Because I was thinking just a normal, third person adventure, kind of the default. You run around like this, and do the normal kind of stuff. Or we could potentially do this as, I had this idea to do it as a side scroller that circles in. So we'd maintain our camera rotation, and we would just slowly circle in more into the middle of the level. And Julie says the weapon should be a rusty spoon. I don't think I have any spoons. Not that we couldn't make one.
I mean,
yeah, I don't have any spoons, but
rusty ones. We get rid of those. We toss them out.
Well, I mean, it's not very nice to spread tetanus, but it's it is an effective combat strategy. So, what's the Twitch link? Yes. I
already sent it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Twitch.tv/the Sandbox Game. You can find the Sandbox Game on most platforms. That is our name on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter. I don't know if that's the same URL for like DLive and Theta, but yeah, most of our platforms, it's the Sandbox Game. All right. So what does the chat say? Should we do a side scroller, or should we do a 3D platformer? Because I could go either way here.
Side scroller.
Lucas says side scroller.
3D platform.
And Lucas says 3D platformer.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, Big Dow TV says third person. So I guess that's what we're gonna go with. Oh no, George says side scroll. We got a contender. We don't have like a vote bot. That would be helpful. All right, I'm seeing more for 3D. All right, we're gonna start off 3D.
You side scroller.
Good God.
That every time, the second you're like, hey, you know what? 3D. Now we're getting it.
It's just back and forth one at a time. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's gonna be 3D anyway. And you know what? If we do this as a platformer, we can break it out into 3D at any point, because our camera controls here, we can set them up for. We're going to go for the angled, and we're going to pitch this not quite at 45. I think 0 is flat, right? Or is that from the top? Yeah, 0 is flat. So we don't want them quite flat. We want like a little bit of an upward or downward angle, I should say. So let's do like 15. And we're not locking the camera here. So we got lots of space, and we can see a good bit around us. We may move that camera out a little bit further, a little bit more in, depending on how the level design is going here. But what we need to do now is we need to figure out what camera distance can we make this so we can spiral inwards and keep on. That may actually determine our camera length here, because if we're doing a platform, we want the camera to keep on kind of going in.
Got a question for you guys real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
Big Down TV over on Twitch asked, random question for you guys, but are you actually from the dev team?
Yeah. Well, I am, and Joe sort of. So the really abbreviated version is I started in the Creator Fund. I got hired as a staff artist. I'm currently the lead artist in charge of partnerships. So when we want to pitch to a new potential partner, like we did for Smurfs, Care Bears, The Walking Dead, stuff like that, I will make the initial artwork that we show them. So sometimes you never see what I make because it's just kind of what the partner looks at, and then they go, oh, this is cool, we want to do this, but they want to change a whole bunch of things, and then it goes on to other staff artists who kind of do the final versions of everything. Sometimes my work carries through to the end, not always. Joe has been in our community for 2.5 years now, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
It's been a while. Since before I was staff, actually, I think.
Since before there was sand, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a long time.
it's been a while. So
yeah.
Joe started out as a viewer of this stream, and came on to help me as a producer. What year is it? It's like 2015, right? I think that's the current year, right?
No, it's 2022, Alex. If it was 2015, a lot of things would be different.
Pretty much.
I'd be buying a lot of Bitcoin. That's what I'd be doing.
First of all, be buying a lot of ETH.
That too,
because that would be like $1.
yeah. Good grief. Regrets. So Joe started helping me out with the stream, became very involved in this stream and in the community. And what's your official title now? You're like,
oh boy, it's everything. Lead ambassador.
I think that's the most relatable one. Lead ambassador.
Which basically means essentially I need to know everything. That's the unofficial official answer of what that title does. Because if I don't, then when the ambassadors ask, hey, I've got this thing going, I have to be like, well, let's do that research, right? Here it is, and try to get that answer out to them pretty quickly or as fast as I can. So it works out great for our show, however, because the questions come in and I just get to answer them, and then the ambassadors don't have to wait and ask.
And then Lucas, your title is an ambassador also, right? I believe.
Correct.
So Lucas has been in. Has it been a year now?
It's been over a year, actually.
It's been over a year. Good, time flies, man.
Joe brought me and my brother on as some of the first ambassadors, actually.
Wait, who's your brother?
Oh my gosh, I was suspecting this for so long, and I just didn't say anything. I didn't know you were related. I'll tell you.
Wait.
Yeah.
Can I? Wait. Okay, I've got some names to guess. Can I guess?
Okay.
Will I get it?
If you get it, I'll absolutely tell you.
Mr. Winning.
No.
It's Gat.
Oh, Gat. Okay. Right? So it's funny. Whenever I see Gat's name, I think Gatistow, who's in charge of the Creator Fund.
Yeah.
I know it's not the same person because it's the wrong username, but whenever I see it, that's what I think of. Okay. All right. Well, hi, Gat. I didn't know you were Lucas's brother. Cool.
Yes.
There we go.
It's funny because at a certain point in the cycle, before I even really knew Lucas, I knew Gat, and then Gat messaged me and was like, hey, we have like this ultra private, like 10 people insider knowledge sort of Telegram chat. You want to be on it? And I was like, sure, whatever. Yeah, I'll give you my input. And so I go on there, and we were talking for a couple of weeks. And then like I got very irritated with Telegram, quite honestly, because I bought in on something that was very early with regards to some hype on Telegram, because I made that mistake that I think a lot of people do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And having done that, I lost a lot, like 5 ETH worth of on the deal. Because I was just like, yeah, let's go, right? Like, let's go.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, all right, never telegram again, bye. And I just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. And then all of a sudden, Lucas is here with you doing the thing, and I'm like, interesting. Like, welcome. Yeah.
And we've come full circle.
There it is.
All right, so we're figuring out the distance here that we want to separate this camera plane, because we don't want the camera to go through here and then not be able to see our hero. So I've made a 10 block separation here, which I feel is about as big as I want it. We're going to move the camera in and see where that puts us. And we're going to adjust it as needed. So let's go back to our global parameters here. Camera controls, and we're going to set the camera distance to, I think, 10. If it's blocks. That's probably not diagonal blocks, though. So we can actually go a good bit further than 10. Let's see at what point it clips through. So we can actually go... actually, no, we probably want it at 10. Yeah. We want it at 10. I was looking at the diagonal. I wasn't thinking about the linear, so yeah. 10 is just right. Now, we can do some cool stuff by putting stuff in the foreground. We can create some parallax effects here by having items in the foreground. We played, what was that kind of Castlevania style game that we played on stream the last time? Was that on Wednesday or was that
Yeah, it
on
was
Saturday?
the last stream we played, because it was like you were whipping stuff and there was zombies
Breaking things and yeah.
and yeah. Oh, I can't remember. I'm sorry.
It was part of Beneath the Manor. Is that what it was called? Something
There
like
you
that.
go. I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of the retro game jam. All right, so now we know that this is our safe gap here. We're going to make this a 2-block channel, or really, I guess 3. I'm thinking with the angle, we can actually put clear blocks in the way, but I think we're going to use objects instead, just for clarity.
Alex, we got a really good question in the chat.
Go on.
Yeah, let's go.
And I want to try to answer it here.
Sure.
They said, hi, can Alex answer? If you can, go for it. Of course you can. This is your main job. Why does my asset that I made in VoxEdit have an invisible box around it? I have trimmed the assets. Animation keynodes are on the same line. And inspector collisions are off. I think there's a little bit lost in translation, I think. But
so I can definitely answer that.
Yeah.
So the thing with animation in VoxEdit is that the excuse me, still getting over that bronchitis there. Clear that out. All right, fresh lungs. So the thing with the animation in VoxEdit is that we use a system. I can't remember what it's called. It's a it's basically the way the game maker loads objects from the dashboard, from the marketplace, the way it pulls that online content. System resource management, something like that. Content CRM, content resource management. I think that's what it's called. So that's not important though. But the way that tool works is at this time it does not support animated collisions. It only supports full box collisions. So if you have a static object, like say this airplane, there's no animations on this airplane. We can actually interact with the detailed collision boxes, which are, you can see them in VoxEdit. It's the full box that you place the voxels in. You can use the rigging tool to make multiple ones, so you can have more nuanced collisions. If we build some stairs here, we can actually jump up on top of the airplane, climb across the wings. You can see that we're interacting with the slope here, things like that. So that works fine with static objects. But once we animate an object, the tool does not register all those collision boxes. So if we do something like the dragon here, we're going to see that we can't jump up on its tail. It's surrounded by a full large... it's stacking us. Let's turn the behavior off. There we go. If we build some stairs to jump on top of it, we're going to be fully on top of the collision box. And actually, we can't... I'm too close to it. I can't do it from there. Let's do another set here. So it gets surrounded by this giant collision box. At some point in the future, there may be an update to the Unity plugin that controls this this system, and we may see animated collision, but that is not necessarily on the roadmap. So we have a couple different ways of doing these things. In the case of like this windmill that I made, this windmill is animated. So what I do for this, if somebody, there's only one copy of this NFT, it's already been bought. So what I do for this is you build up blocks. I actually need to get rid of them here and move it like this. So now the blocks, there's blocks all on the inside of this. I would use a clear glass block actually, so you could see inside the windows. But just for the sake of the example. Now, you see I get collided with the windmill here from that larger collision box. But if you click on it, you can turn off the collision here on the behavior panel, the properties panel. Say no collision.
Okay, very cool.
So now I would collide with the glass blocks that are inside, but I still get the animation.
You're a lot closer.
Yeah. We did a tutorial on this for the dragon, actually, specifically. If you want to do something with the dragon, you can get a smaller object, like, how big is this? That's way too big. Let's see here. I don't remember what object we used, but let's find... Oh, these are huge. Where's a smaller object? Need something smaller than the dragon. Yeah, this works. Okay, so we take this object, we need to rotate it 90 degrees, and we kind of line it up where we want the main collision for the dragon. Say it like that. We take the behaviors off of this, we say none, and then we can attach this chest, this angry mimic, we attach it to the alpha dragon. Oh, you can't see because of the chat. This is always the difficulty with working in the Game Maker on streaming. Let's turn the chat off real quick. Okay, so we're in our hierarchy panel, this this button that you can't see because of me. There we go, this button down here.
Well, there he is.
So we just dragged the angry mimic. We can detach it, and we can attach it. So the angry mimic is a child of the alpha dragon. We're going to leave collision on for the mimic, but we're going to turn visibility off. So see how it's clear blue now? And then the alpha dragon, we're going to turn collision off and leave it visible. So now when we play, we can't see the chest, but we can walk closer into the dragon. So I can't walk through it because it still has that collision box. You can actually use that as the hitbox also. That's another thing that we did in that tutorial, is we made it so that way destroying the that chest or whatever is attached to the dragon is what actually damages the dragon. So you can set, we would remove the health from the dragon. We would, it's kind of difficult to click on the chest. There we go. You can do it from the hierarchy panel. We would leave the health on that, and we would change the name of this thing, and it would say dragon. So when the health bar pops up, it looks like we're hitting the dragon. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, where'd my sword go? There it is. Okay. So as we hit it, we see dragon here. But we're not actually hitting the dragon asset. We're hitting the invisible mimic asset. And then we would add some more logic, like a message. So when this chest dies, it destroys the dragon. It kills the dragon. So there's different ways to set this up. And it's going to vary, how you want to do that is going to vary depending on the size and shape of your creatures, your buildings, things like that. But that's the long answer. Collisions are not animated, so we don't have detailed collision boxes for animated assets. So that's something that you have to consider when you're designing an asset. Do you really need the whole thing animated? I've got this. I've got the Pommic here. This is animated, which means that you get that big collision box. And the artist was asking me, like, how do I make this so that way people can actually sit on the bed inside? And I was like, well, you can make a separate asset that whenever the original buyer buys this one, then you airdrop them this one, and you set that as a collision. So now you can set it invisible, put it inside the other one, and then click the original, and you turn off collisions entirely. And now you've got a collision box where you can actually go inside the thing because there's no animation on the collision item. So you got the animation of the, well, I guess the animation's not playing. There are animations. I guess you set animated asset, or animated decoration, I mean. Idle 1, that should do the trick. I think they changed something in the Game Maker here, so it's not recognizing the animation right now. That's something I can look into more later.
Right.
Oh, I said it on the wrong asset, that's why. User error. There we go, there's the animation. Animated. Now, cat's wagging its tail, pinwheel is spinning, and the bed does this nice little rock, and there's a fan on the ceiling. But I'm able still to move around inside here.
Yeah, that's really cool. Wait, is the bed moving?
Yeah, the bed moves. You don't move with the bed, but the bed is moving. The fairy lights here also had the collisions turned on, like they were removed from the collision box. You can see the whole model here. So it's simplified. All the little details like the sandals and the magazines are removed. So you get a more friendly collision box. You're not running into every little detail.
Gotcha. That's a really cool idea.
Thank you. Right. Any other questions?
Someone had asked you to review one more time really quickly how you attached the chest to the dragon as a child node.
Sure. Yeah. So
I know you just did it, but yeah.
Yeah. You can do this with any asset. So, say you want to make a collision box for just the top here or something. So you find an appropriately sized object. If you're an artist, it's easy to design these. If you bought this asset and you don't have an object that fits it the way you want, then they're pretty easy to make in VoxEdit. You just gotta kind of measure the size out with blocks. You can go like, okay, I want the object to be however many meters by however many meters, and then make that object in VoxEdit, and upload it yourself as your collision block. So in this case, it doesn't really matter. I'm like trying to find the right sized object, and I'm like, for the example, it doesn't matter. So you just position it where you want. I'm gonna position it inside here, because we could actually ride inside of this thing if we wanted to. So let's actually do that.
I want to. I have my hand raised. You can't see it, but
let's do it. So we get a platform. We put it inside. Oh, if I can click it. I can't click it because I'm clicking the other thing. There we go. We want to take off that basic platform behavior. We're going to move it up inside and kind of pay attention to where it rises and falls here. So we line it up where we want it. We're going to take our spawn point. We're going to move it up here. Oop.
I'm a little jealous now that somebody else gets to do a ride in a space squid and I don't.
I mean, you can. All you have to do is open up the Sandbox Game Maker and check it out in the gallery if Alex publishes it. You know,
that is true. All right. So we open up the get myself out of the way here. I'm just gonna turn off my camera for a second. All right. So we use the hierarchy panel button here, and we click on the Mayan stone platform, and we turn it invisible, and then we click and hold and drag it onto the Octohead's mother here. And now, if we click on the Octohead's mother, wherever we move it, that platform goes with it. All right. And we could even turn this into a moving platform. And we're going to tell it to go over there. And we're going to slow it down a little bit so it doesn't fling us around. And now we need to turn off the collision on the Octohead's mother, so that way we can move around. We won't be stuck inside of it. No collision. And we hit play. And now we are getting left behind because we were standing on our spawner. All right, I just got to step off of it. All right, for whatever reason, the basic platform's not pulling us along with it. I'm not sure why it's given issues here. But I can tell that it's moving along because we're staying inside of this thing. That's kind of weird. We're not sticking to the platform. But yeah, that's the whole process there. All right. Back to building. So our foundation here is going to be kind of like a spiral going in, and we're gonna develop the story as we go around. So let's put this block back in my hotbar here. Oh, I should turn the chat back on. Hello, chat. You've been gone for a while.
There you go.
Yeah, we're still working on making the physics better in the game. So sometimes, like, the stickiness of a platform is a little goofy. There's always improvements to be made, so we're gonna keep working on them. All right, we got another 10 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that should be kind of close to the center. I come from the other side here also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Close enough. And 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 4 blocks. All right. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to do another platform in the middle here. I think we're going to run out of space. So this will actually be like our central elevator going up into the sky at the end for the boss fight. There we go. Got any other good questions in the chat here?
Yeah, we got one from Big Dow TV over on, I believe it was Twitch. They said a very user kind of a question. Does it make more sense to start in VoxEdit, create all my own objects, and then run the game maker? Say I want my own dragon or build, or can that be done direct via the game maker? Take it away.
So you can't model in the game maker at all. So if you want to create your own models, you have to do it through VoxEdit. Or you can start in another voxel program like Magic Voxel, and you can import those items into VoxEdit. But yeah, VoxEdit is a necessary step if you want to build your own items. But you don't have to build any new items to make a fun game. I'm not planning on modeling anything for this game. And I think I messed up my middle here. I miscounted the number of circles. So we might have a smaller section yet. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that comes with the Game Maker. You can just start building a game. And if you are building a game and then you come to a point where you're like, oh, I really need a door that like fits this space, and I don't have any doors like that, then go build a door. Or, you realize that you want an epic boss at the end of your game, and none of the characters seem to be fitting what you want, then you can build that too. So yeah, I would, if I'm just making a game and I'm not trying to start from scratch with a whole new bunch of assets to design it with, then yeah, I would start in the Game Maker, start building, and then see what I need. We in the Game Maker Fund, and for our level designers, as we pitch projects to partners and stuff, we make these things called game design documents, or a GDD, and that is kind of like an outline for your game. So kind of like when I started this stream and I said, hey, we want to build a game where we go down into the depths, loot up all the items that we want, and then come back to the sky to fight the boss. That would be like your very first sentence in a game design document. And then you would go from there, coming up with more and more ideas as you go along. And part of that game design document is oftentimes outlining what assets you think you'll need. So that could be a list of ones that already exist in the Game Maker. It could be ones that you expect to need to create. Because as you're outlining and planning, you're going to start to think ahead of like, oh, I'm going to need some extra weapons so that way I can upgrade my fighter. I'm going to want some more varieties of enemies, so I don't just have like one standard skeleton. I want some with armor. I want some, zombified ones or whatever. VoxEdit is scary for me. Oh no. I would say just dig into it. I mean, it's fairly simple compared to other voxel editors. Like, if you look at Magica Voxel, I love Magica Voxel. That's how I started getting into voxel art. But Magica Voxel has a lot more buttons and features and tools. The VoxEdit is a lot more simplified. So I feel like it's an easier place to start. We've got some tutorials. I have some really old ones. If you check out tinyurl.com/VoxEdit, that's my YouTube playlist for the VoxEdit tutorials I made. They're a little bit outdated now, some of them. If you watch PandaPops, who streams on Mondays at, is it like 7 p.m.
like
UTC?
Yeah, an hour after the show. Time frame wise. Yeah.
Is that 7 p.m.? Yeah, that's 7 p.m. UTC.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So 7 p.m. UTC, the PandaPops is really good at working in VoxEdit and explaining what she's doing as she goes through VoxEdit. People have a lot of fun watching her show, so she can help explain what different things are doing. And yeah, just as you practice with it, start out with simple, basic models. You'll start to get a feel for what the tools do, and you start to be able to conceptualize like how you want to see something. How do you get there from like the idea in your head?
We're getting a correction, Alex. Forgive me. We're getting a correction from the producer of the Monday show, and that's 6 p.m. UTC.
Okay, all right. I was off by an hour. I knew it was like similar to the time here, but I mean, it's on Mondays and it's like in the middle of my workday, so I don't usually have a chance to to tune in.
Changed with daylight savings time.
That's why I had it wrong.
Yeah, it's funny because I just don't even track it like in my mind. I'm like here sitting at this desk an hour ahead of time every time.
Right.
And I'll just be at the desk and I'm like, I'm waiting, it doesn't matter.
100% of the time you're there, half the time.
Yep. You got to commit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Love to see how you'd open a door with 3 keys in a quest. There's several different ways of accomplishing that. One of the challenges in the Game Maker is that we don't currently have an and sort of statement where you accomplish something with this and this and this, and they all have to kind of happen at the same time, or one after the other. So what you can do is you can have something like
3 gates in a row.
That's probably the easiest one. So instead of having one door with 3 keys, you have 3 doors, and they don't all have to be visible. Like they could be, they could be like a force field or something that all kind of like lines up the same way. And then after you get all 3 keys, all force fields have been disabled, and you can pass through. The same, like if you overlap the doors depending on the direction they open, you could even have 3 physical doors that are just stacked on top of each other, and as they open, you don't see the other ones opening until all 3 are open.
Can I ask you this?
Mm-hmm.
Could you set it up so, let's say, door number 1, you eventually open up door number 1, and you're walking up and you see door number 2. Can you have door number 1 disappear once you open it up, and then you can see door number 2?
I think so. I'm having a hard time visualizing like the setup here, but I was thinking kind of like a hallway where you got multiple doors in a row.
Gotcha.
And then it doesn't really matter what order they unlock in, just that you have to unlock all of them to pass through the corridor. Yeah, Cyber Dragon has great tutorials. Check out Cyber Dragon. What's his YouTube channel called?
I can find out that if you want me to.
Yeah, if you can find that. Cyber Dragon has Cyber Dragon's like I don't want to be dismissive and say like the boy genius, but I mean he's really skilled at making advanced mechanics in the Game Maker. I mean he made Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with like randomized 100 questions, so every time you play it's different, and you can play through the whole game. So yeah, there's another way you can do with keys is that the collecting of a key. This is actually one that I kind of prefer. So if you make the door a quest and it opens up with one message, and then collecting the key sends out a different message that kills an invisible item somewhere, because you can make, if you set up a collection of something, you can send a message for it collecting. We edit the logic here and say collect message. And so for each of your 3 keys, you set a different collect message, and each one of those messages is a kill message for a particular asset. So we say like this item over here. So you got 3 of them, and each time you collect a key, you collect the first one, this one gets killed. You collect the third one, this one gets killed. You collect the second one, this one gets killed. And then as you collect those, you've got a quest here where the quest type is a counter for, actually it's even easier than that. Collected objects. So you just collect 3 keys. I was making it more complicated. We didn't always have this collected objects option here. So yeah, just collecting 3 keys can accomplish the quest. So if we say, we're just gonna pretend this is a key. There are keys in the Game Maker, but I'm going fast here. So we say collect is the item here, rules, counter, collected objects, the quest item. So you have to set a tag. So we would say like key, and we set the tag key here, and we can duplicate it. So say we got 3 keys. This is actually a lot simpler than what I was thinking. Doors. Usually I like overthink it. I like make it more complicated than it needs to be the first try. And then I go, oh wait, there's a much simpler way to do this. And this is a door here, so we'd say behavior, door, and we're gonna say trigger is the message required. So our rules here. Collected objects, keys. We need 3 keys, and the message sent on completing the quest is door open, or no, trigger. So we already set that.
Trigger.
So we got the opening animation, we got the closing animation. So we hit play, we get our quest, the door is closed, we can't get through, and then as we pick up each key, which they disappeared in kind of a buggy way, but that we did collect them, and then the door opens, so we can go through. That's it.
So a question comes in from W. Caleb over on YouTube.com saying, "Hi, do you know when they might release the results of the Dead Mouse contest?" And roughly speaking, I do. So I'm going to answer that for you. We sent the submissions for the Head 5 contest to the Head 5 team. So they are going to have an opportunity to review those submissions and do their voting, as we also have some others internally voting. Once all of the votes are in, then we can release those results. But it does take some time. Every once in a while, depends on the busyness of the team, and I imagine that the Head 5 team is pretty busy considering all the things that I know that they do, and I know I don't know as much of what they actually do. They do much more than I know. So, yeah, it may take a little while, but that's okay. The results will still come in nonetheless.
Cool. All right, we're making our descent into the underworld here.
That's so cool the way you're setting this up.
So we've seen some different, we've seen some similar things like this, specifically Cody and Lozen with, help me out, Cody, I know you're in the chat. The platformer game they did.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
Why is the name escaping me right now? It was like Umbra or something.
I got nothing.
Lucid. Ah, got it. Lucid.
Oh,
Who said it?
yeah, that was. If you
it.
would have said side scroller, I would have been all over it.
Didn't I say side scroller?
I don't think so.
Okay, well that I was.
I think you said
use that word, but
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Well, I was
all
talking
good.
in the
It's all
context of
good.
this game.
Yeah.
Now
Sorry.
everybody in the chat knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, that one had like more back and forth, like you would flip 180 for each level, but I don't think it was like in a cinnamon bun configuration here.
and we all know how much I love cinnamon bun.
I love that was the direction your mind went, because I any option, spiral was good, it's like no, because I'm looking at it right, and with the frosting on the top and the browns on the inside, this is a cinnamon bun, all right.
It's very slender cinnamon bun, but I
Cannot believe.
cinnamon bun.
Cannot believe.
This is what
This
a
guy's
large
just trying to
cinnamon
make
looks
me
like.
hungry. Yeah.
This is the size,
Oh,
exactly.
Man. Imagine the oven to bake this bad boy,
It's just
I'm
it's just
excited.
you would need a 100 by 100 meter oven, just
That's
a regular large oven.
That's doable.
Lozen says, nope, can confirm Lucid did not Cinnabon configuration. Well, let me be the first then. All right. So what we're gonna see here is we're gonna see the parallax going through of this whole space. And I'm thinking that we're gonna maybe start out at the top here and then kind of work our way down. I didn't go in with a lot of plans here, so I'm thinking we're gonna kind of have like a nether region down here. We're gonna find some.
Watch out!
Yeah. That's one of our biome definitions is nether, I think. If you look at the templates, not my fault.
It is.
You know what? Yeah, no, I get it. It's all good. I would have said another zone, maybe. I don't know.
now I thought you were upset about it being a Minecraft reference.
No. Now you're getting. Now
yeah,
we're on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely. We're on the same page.
I did the little. I wish I was on camera right now. I did the little like hand gesture, like I was Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum in Independence Day in the spaceship. Like, yeah. We got our brains. We're connected. You know.
Oh man. Whoops. Lozen wants to see a flux of Cinnabon game complexes now.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. If we can get cinnamon buns involved in everything,
All right.
it'll make my doctor very upset, but I'll be happy. So.
And you know what they say? Laughter is the best medicine. So who's really healthier here?
I mean, I definitely have happier, funner days with Cinnabuns involved.
All right, hear me out, Alex. You make the call. You call Hasbro. All right, you call Hasbro. We'll do a Candyland game jam.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Then you'll have Cinnabon games everywhere.
There we go.
Hasbro.
Hasbro Gaming owns Candyland, and obviously, you already know that would mean that the whole world has to be made of sweet treats.
Right. Yeah.
It'd be wonderful.
I mean, heck, I'm planning on going to Providence soon. We'll just roll up and be like, hey.
Kick the door in.
I think they're in Providence, right?
And once again, we're splintering doors. This is how all major business activities start. Doors getting splintered.
Surprise, mother. What's up, dog? How you doing out here? I'm just trying to make some video games. How are you?
And you follow that up with an edible arrangement. Sorry about the door.
Okay, first of all,
Pawtucket, not Providence.
Would an edible arrangement be out like overplaying it when you're asking them about Candyland specifically?
I mean, you don't want to give them candy.
As long as you, well, why not? Who gets upset by being given candy? Like,
I mean, their entire world.
This is an edible arrangement made out of gummy snacks.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Imagine like a gummy rose, right? Or you can just pull the petal off and you'd be like, oh, it's thin, it's gummy. You could make them individual flavored petals. Oh my gosh. Print it.
And you could also make them like adult candies.
Okay. As Trichome 76 says over on Twitch, is that what you're saying?
Oh, I think we just had the same idea.
Same idea, same time. Yes.
Yeah. The word edibles kept getting thrown around.
Yeah, I mean, I've known about edible arrangements far longer than the term edibles was like commonly used. So, somebody asked if the shift. Oh, what happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
You can't shift click assets anymore.
There's a way to multi-click assets. I thought
there was. It was with the shift. Maybe
thing and drag.
Well, you can drag, but that's not always as convenient if you've got multiple things scattered around each other. Oh, maybe can you multiple select and then nope. Interesting. Okay, this is probably a bug, and I'm also getting copies disappearing, which is strange. Let's see. View the control list. Let's see if maybe it changed. Builder. Rotate camera. Duplicate. Interesting.
More.
I don't even see it on the control list. But it was definitely in like the last version. Because I used it all the time. Interesting. So I'm going to have to bug some people and be like, hey, what happened? Where did this go? It's actually pretty important. So I'm sure I'm sure this has already been reported because we do have a whole bunch of staff level designers who work all day in the Game Maker. And I absolutely guarantee you that somebody was not happy with that change. So I'm guessing it's already slotted to be fixed in the next update. So weird. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if it's just these that I'm having issues with, or if it's happening to everything. I'm having like items disappear in strange ways.
Yeah, I mean, Alex, to the point of like the speaker component, I know a user brought that up earlier, talking about how there was some issues with that. And then simple message system speaker to quest completion only worked intermittently, as Maxi Mac is saying. Just it should be known that behavior porting for the next update does include platforms, doors, climbables, behavior systems, place sound, rarity, animated decorations, message broadcasters, speakers, behavior edit mode, behavior multiplayer optimizations, plant, bird, indicator, image display, NFT image display. I'm halfway down the list. It goes on. So things are being worked on specifically for the upcoming update that you saw tweeted about yesterday.
Yeah. And Randuxy, don't worry. I'm not saying that I'm not going to report it. I'm just saying I bet when I go to report it, I'm going to see the report is already there. But yeah, it's definitely something important that needs to get put back. Woke Zombie says they can select multiple assets, so you can still do it with the drag select. It may be that you're not in the latest version. But yeah, if I click and drag, I can select multiple. Oh, maybe can we do it with the selection tool here? No. Okay, and try it with the hierarchy panel. No. Okay. Yeah, no, it seems like for some reason the control select is gone. And why didn't that one delete? There we go. All right. Any other good questions here? Hoping Control D duplicates on the same spot too. So there's kind of a reason why it doesn't do that. Because it makes it very hard to see that there's multiple objects there. So while sometimes you do want things lined up right on each other, if they are lined up perfectly, now it's really hard to tell which one you're clicking, and you have to go to the hierarchy panel and try to figure out if there's if you made any changes to the behavior, things like that. So it's easier for like selection purposes to have them offset. And then you can either just, if you've got it at a really unique position, you can just copy paste the values from position and rotation. Or if usually what I do is if I need to duplicate a bunch of objects but I want to line them up, is I make sure that they're aligned to a specific, I hold shift to align to the grid, and then I'll line up the other one. And then I'll make any, weird adjustments to their position that I want to make to have them do together. Like that.
I got a couple questions for you.
Sure.
From Vivox over on Twitch TV, I believe. She said, how much mechanics is too much mechanics? Just noticed GM gets error loading game when it can't keep up with the message broadcast. Any tips?
I've never seen that before, and I've seen some pretty heavy games. So one of the updates we're looking forwards to, I think it's on the list for 0.7, although I may be misremembering. Maybe Joe can correct me if I'm wrong. We do plan on having some metrics. So like you can see what your CPU usage is, how many assets you have down. It'll help give you a better idea of what things are creating a heavier load on your game, and ways that you can optimize. Yeah, I have no frame of reference for like what is too many behaviors, but I would say that you want to try to streamline as much as possible. So if you've got like a larger sized game with areas that are not accessible yet, if there's a way that you can use the behavior toggle, what's it called? My brain's not doing the thing right now where it remembers things.
Memories.
Yeah. Oh no, I said it right. Toggle behavior. So if you can toggle the behavior off on something, so that way they're doing less processes until you get to those things. So like if you got like a boss that you want to fight at the end of the game, you don't need him wandering around in his little space the whole time that you're playing the game. You really only need him once you can like see him and get to him. So use the toggle off until you beat the last quest before you need to fight that boss, or until you come to the door where you enter his arena. So try to disable some things that way. Specifically like plants. The plant behavior can be pretty... I don't know if it's as bad as it used to be, but it used to be pretty heavy. Because anytime you had a plant behavior, it was basically calling out to the farmer behavior, going, "Hey, I'm here. Come pick me up." Let's see. So if you've got a lot of like decorative items that don't need a behavior or don't need components, like disable them so they're not triggering extra things. You can just, turn that off entirely. Yeah, maybe with some more context, I could maybe give some more specific answers. But yeah, we do plan on having... There's more optimizations just in general for the engine, but also being able to give metrics so that way as you're building, you're able to see like, oh, like that just added like an extra 10% on the CPU because of reasons or whatever. Maybe we should do this a different way. Woke Zombie, you're in version 0.6.14. So we're actually in 0.6.24 now. So that's a pretty old version, which is fine if you want to keep working in that. Just know that there's while each version has its own issues, there have been a lot of changes since 0.14 that you may want to take advantage of. Is the changelog available on the download page so you can see? Yes, if you give the farmer a plant tag, he will eat himself. I have seen that happen. Also, if you give the farmer, if you tell the farmer to eat the avatar tag, at least last I tried, it does eat the player, and it's not like you die. You just disappear, and then you're kind of stuck.
You gotta show us this.
Well, let me save. It might not let me exit the game. I don't remember. Let's see what happens. Let's do an experiment.
It's a mystery.
No, the Game Maker does not open or does not update automatically right now. The newer versions, I don't think it gives an alert when it's out of date.
It doesn't.
Not on the Game Maker. It does. Yeah. It does on the game client, but not on the Game Maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a really good question that came over on YouTube a couple of minutes ago, and I'm gonna address this question. Yeah, Mike, what's up, Mike? You have Lucas's favorite avatar as your profile picture, a green alien. At the Sandbox game, people say the play-to-earn model is not sustainable long-term. How is the Sandbox going to keep play-to-earn sustainable for that long-term? Mike, the way that we do that is to not have abject, unlimited amounts of a currency be able to be distributed. Some play-to-earn organizations have a no cap, generate as much as you like method for that. We have a limited supply of 3 billion tokens that will ever exist, set to be distributed over a 5-year period starting as of August 2020. That means that when it comes to every season of content, we have a limited pool of sand that can be distributed. Also, when we get past that 5 years of time, currently the Sandbox game generates new play to earn revenues based on the sales in the ecosystem. That means that we have a 5% overhead that goes on to, let's say, every sale of an art piece, like this little chicken child right now, child in a chicken suit. If that was for sale on the website at sandbox.game for 10 sand, then the artist would list it at 10 sand, and it would actually list at 10.5 sand, where that 0.5 sand goes to the Sandbox game and can help fund the next season of content. Now, scale that up to 1 million sales in a period of a season, because you've got a bunch of great arts out there. Scale that up to the lands that get sold and resold over on OpenSea.io. We're adding that into that pool as well. Then you've got a sustainable model where, as the ecosystem is being used, it increases its use. We are able to refill the pool. So, yeah. Lucas quoting Chicken Child. I like it. So just make words happen, you know what I mean?
It sounded amazing.
As long as I have the technical parts, everything else is kind of filler to make it relatable.
I'm digging it. I am digging it.
So a few things.
Yeah, everybody wants to know how you turned invisible, Alex.
So, Alt F4 does not save. Just, you know.
Oh, yeah.
LOL trolls for the lulz.
Are you Super Saiyan right now? Is that what's happening?
I do know how to Triforce, but Alt F4 will exit entirely.
As it does.
And yeah, Control S will save though. So yeah, don't fall for the trolls. So this is the charging attack right now, and I'm slowly sliding. So what happened is the chicken child ate me, or rather picked me, because he's a farmer. So I set the tag to a farmer, which means that the avatar disappears, although I was still able to run around and jump and attack. And so this is the charging attack, which I'm not currently holding anymore. It's stuck on the charging attack animation. And then I pressed tab to go back to the game editor, and now I can move the camera around, and I am slowly, very slowly moving towards the edge where I will eventually fall off, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of curious now. It's going to take a few minutes here to get to the edge. But I want to know, does gravity still apply to me, even though the game has stopped running? You notice that the chicken child is just running in place. He's no longer moving. There's no game logic going on. So I
think you're heading away from the edge, actually.
No, because I was in the middle before. So I'm moving more forwards than I am any other direction, but I'm getting closer to this edge here. Very slowly.
It's gonna take a minute.
it's gonna take a little while. But let's talk about stuff while we wait. So yeah, I need to Alt F4 out of this actually, because I'm stuck in here.
Or if you want to answer some.
Yeah, let's answer some questions.
Alrighty. Well, while we wait for this the inevitable doom of this delightful avatar, one of the followers over on YouTube asks, can we have a game run in instances of X players? So I think they're asking about multiplayer games in the future.
So
when will multiplayer games be allowed? Let's talk about that.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So one of the major purposes of version 0.7 is to bring all the single player content to multiplayer. So the plan is that at some point this year, the game client for multiplayer will be able to support everything that the game maker for single player is able to do right now. So you'll see quests, you'll see combat. We might see player versus player combat. I'm not sure, but at least player versus NPC, player versus everything, I think is technically the name for that. PvE. Okay. So yeah, that's the plan for this year. I don't know exactly how soon that's coming out, but 0.7 is one of the major goals of doing that. What did Avatar say? Why? Oh, 10-hour stream. Yeah, I may just be moving. I feel like I'm getting closer to the edge, but it is taking way too long. So we're gonna Alt F4.
I think you're moving in a perfectly straight line.
I might have been. It's kind of hard to tell because of all the shinies.
So I think if we wanted to wait for it to fall off, it would have to get to the end of this row, which is
it would take a long time.
Yeah.
How to increase attack range if I want to make a shooting mechanic. So shooting in the Game Maker is currently a hack. It's I suppose there's not too much harm in me explaining what's going on there. Basically what the people who have done shooting games have done is they've made custom. The music is so loud. I don't know if you all can hear it, but I need to reconnect it every single time. Every single time I need to reconnect the Sandbox to the correct device. And now you can hear it, but it's not deafening. It's like so loud I couldn't hear myself.
All the stuff me and Joe were going over last night.
Yeah, well, I don't know why it works this way. I think it's like a Windows setting. Every time because it defaults to the game channel, but it's not routing audio into the game channel whenever I open up the Game Maker. So every single time I start the Game Maker, I have to reconnect it to the correct channel. It's annoying. But I'm pretty sure it's a Windows issue. So anyway, what they're doing is they're taking an unlocked avatar or even a totally custom built avatar, and they're using the right hand as the bullet. So they do an animation of the right hand shooting out. So the right hand and then any children nodes of the right hand are what the attack collision comes from. So the forearm, they may model it to have the hand as attached to the forearm and then a gun or whatever weapon. And then the hand node is what's actually doing the damage. We saw, yes, the hand friend. We saw, I think it was Touche made a huge, ridiculous like area of effect attack where like lightning would shoot out and you could do an attack where the lightning would burst out in a circle, so you actually animated the hand like spinning around and nodes going everywhere, and it would just obliterate everything on the map. So that's not going to work in multiplayer because the avatars, because we're trying to set up the avatar system a specific way where you won't have somebody doing like a UGC avatar and then no, get out of here. They're gone. Okay, that's better.
What happened? What did I miss?
Oh, just the bots. Yeah,
yep.
jumped into YouTube.
Stream.
I already got rid of them.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, what was I saying? So you can make. Yeah, you can make a UGC avatar, but you're not going to be able to take that kind of avatar into a multiplayer situation where, you've got a bunch of people playing a game and there's some player versus player stuff going on and everybody's, playing by the rules with whatever, weapons and stuff they have. And then somebody comes in with this totally custom, they can kill everybody on a 1x1 with one click, basically. That's not, we're not going to let that happen. So.
I got more questions when you're ready for them.
Sure.
Okay. Will we be allowed to add multiple animations to equipment in order to make them fit player animations better for running or attacking, etc.?
Add multiple animations to equipment so it is theoretically possible, but it's not currently on the roadmap. I've talked about that specifically with the game designer before. And it's that conversation is what resulted with us officially supporting idle animations for weapons. So, yay. But as far as adding them all, having custom animations to fit like specific interactions and stuff. Like if you wanted equipable skirt to like flow a certain way when running, then that's not we don't have immediate plans to enable that, but it could work in the future.
Okay.
Is there a pterodactyl in Julia's bathroom? Oh god.
Wait, what?
Ice Pilot, why? No. Oh, the puns.
Oh no, it's a dad joke.
Yeah.
Stop. Get some help. Nah. Those always make me feel better, you know what I mean? Having a bad day.
Dad jokes are the
Dad joke
best.
it out.
Dad
It's
jokes are the best.
joke.
Dad jokes every day.
Okay, I got more questions.
Oh, wait, before you get to that question,
What
I have a response to the multiplayer question that Alex speculated on.
Okay.
Oh.
As of the tweet thread for landowner benefits at the Sandbox Game over on Twitter, the Game Maker roadmap was, in part, I guess I don't want to say leaked, but yeah, let's say that, where the 0.7.1 update of Concert has multiplayer inventory, parenthesis attempt, and behaviors and components multiplayer for that update. The 0.7 update, tagged as July, does not include the multiplayer, but includes walking, sitting, splash screen, new music, enhancements to Asker and Speaker, player name, dialogue improvements, including WASD use for dialogue, customizable delays to answering a question, private messages directly sent by clicking a player's icon, and avatar spawner orientation.
Woo.
So
That's some stuff.
that's some stuff. All of those things you can find over on Twitter at the Sandbox Game if you want to know more about the roadmap that we put out for landowners for the remainder of 2022.
Nice. There we go.
Solid.
That's right. You already know. You already know. Hey, you ever just see a token absolutely get destroyed, and I'm not going to name it, but everybody knows, and think, I'll do something stupid today.
Sadly, yes, a few times I have.
Did you
Absolutely.
just buy a bunch of it for reasons?
I might. Yeah, I literally just went like, sure, I'll take 4 million. It's so cheap. I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? What?
It had to be.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 I got 4 million shares of that bad boy. You know what I mean? What's a couple $1,000s between friends? I'm like, make it $1, dude. Make it $1. All right. Just make it $1. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Just then I'm done. We can
we'll bounce
build
back
a
from this
school or
eventually.
something,
Who
you know what I
knows
mean?
what happens?
Yeah. I mean,
totally.
if the
No, not 4 million USD, but 4 million 4 million tokens.
Yeah, 4 million tokens.
What, 0.0 cents or whatever?
It's 0.0003777 right now. It's costing nothing. You know what I mean? This is less than spare change.
Going up right now.
Ooh,
But it
Ice
is.
Pilot.
That's the trick, right? It's just like at this point the RSI model is like no risk. What's gonna happen? Send it to 0, daddy. You know what I mean? I don't even care. just whatever.
It's like you bought a scratch ticket, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not, it definitely isn't like last week. Last week would have been like people are tearing up, you know what I mean? If you were in last week, you just hold it until you're dead. Have conviction, you know what I mean?
All right.
Hero or moon? What do they say? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let it break. Doesn't matter.
Wow.
No, it's funny though. I actually accidentally sent money over the Polygon bridge first because I thought I was going to do a W-Matic swap for it. And then I actually looked at the pool for the W-Matic and there's like $50 worth of money in the pool itself. Like nobody has any money in that pool, and I was like, "Oops." Okay, so now I had to send it all back to Eve. Yeah.
Okay, got another question.
All right.
Okay.
Is the camera angle locked from rules? It's from 83NZ.
Yeah, you go to global parameters and then the camera tab. And we for this in particular, we selected angled with a camera distance of 10 and a camera pitch of 15. And then we did not lock the camera, so we'll be able to turn it as we go through the map. So you'll mostly be playing like this. And then as you get to the next turn, you go around and can't make that jump.
Just skip it. Yeah, you got it. you got this. Alex, you got to attack jump. Come on, Alex. You've played this game before.
Will that send me far enough? Can I actually make 10 on that? So
I don't know.
Oh, nope, I messed it up.
Not like that.
I don't remember how to attack jump actually. It's,
Video games, you know what I mean?
No. It's attack and then you have to
Really good as you were hitting that
jump
wall.
right at the right moment, right? Or is it you have to land the jump? Nope. I don't remember how to attack jump. It's not happening. Oh, I think I have to land the attack here. Well, it didn't even jump at all. How do? I don't remember. I accomplished it like 10 times total on that one particular speed run.
Oh.
And I don't remember how to do it at all. So, yeah, you jump, attack, jump. I don't. Does it actually make you jump further? I don't think it does. I think it just makes you jump faster, right? It gives you like a little speed boost on the land.
I don't know. I felt like it made me go further. I mean, it's a handful of voxels though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's attack and jump.
But this is it, right? This is the QA while you're actively developing. Like, can you exploit this? Can you exploit this cinnamon roll? I don't think you can.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty far jump. It's close. If I could stand on something, I could make that jump. But the ultimate point is that I'm gonna put up invisible walls along this. So that way. What was that?
You're not going to be able to fall off.
Yeah, I don't want to fall. This is for aesthetic purposes. We're gonna cut holes through all of this, so you're gonna see parallax layers going through. So as you descend deeper and deeper, you're seeing like the stuff coming up.
Ah, gotcha.
It's gonna get darker and gloomier and moodier. Joe did a parkour training thing where they said to attack before jumping and appeared to make him jump. Yeah, no, I did it. I did it on that glitchy speed run, but it's I don't seem to be. I'm having a hard time getting it lined up on this in particular, and I'm wondering if it's because I was jumping on objects instead of blocks for that.
Could it also have to do something with the latest update?
No, that wouldn't.
I'm in the same version of the Game Maker from when I played before too. Yeah.
Julia says, "Can we stop talking about cinnamon rolls?" Julia, send me a DoorDash link to cinnamon rolls for your address.
We don't have a cinnamon bun in the area.
Doesn't matter. DoorDash will go to like your local grocer and pick it up for you. Or like Uber now does that actually. Uber Eats does food from the store and other things as well. So, you know, tell me where to go. You know what I mean?
So I'm not able. They're saying to run, jump, attack, jump, but the jump is not like if I do, so like watch the attack and then listen for me slapping the spacebar. Like, was that it? I don't think so. I think I remember seeing the full attack animation before. So you jump, attack. That's how long it takes me to jump after that. It might have also been... I've noticed that sometimes, not always, there's a difference between jumping and attacking when you're in the gallery play mode versus the building mode. It should be consistent, but as things get developed, there's, bugs getting squashed and stuff. And now, get out of here.
Wait, who linked me?
Just some YouTube spam bots. Also, isn't...
Am I able to see those on Restream?
I'm seeing them on Restream.
How come I am not?
Maybe because I'm too fast on the draw for you to spot them before I block them.
Huh.
I don't know. So...
Oh, that's...
Did that speedrun game that Meads made? It was Meads that made that, I think, right?
Meads made the glitchy speedrun, yes.
Yeah. Isn't it using a custom avatar?
It is.
That may have more to do with it because that's going to have...
I don't think so. I played a different game.
You did this.
I played a different game that was... Yeah, it was designed by a user with the intention to slowly escalate your skill. And forgive me, I forget what it is. Like, the whole world was basically lava, and then there was like increasingly complex parkour jumps with pseudo checkpoints, and there was a wall you could climb to get to those checkpoints faster. But at like the third level, they specifically went, okay, now that you're okay at jumping, this is how you do the attack jump. And it taught you how to do the attack jump, and I learned it because I didn't know how to do it at that time.
That's cool.
And it was great. But I wish I could remember the name of that game. Yeah.
All right.
I did. Yeah.
I'm thinking we're gonna start off by going into a village here. And they're gonna tell us the woes of the god hurling fire and brimstone from the heavens on them.
W. Caleb, the animated GIF needs to go into the Google form. Twitter doesn't matter so much.
I just realized I'm making this like 2 detailed.
And I want to let Lucas know out loud, even though I sent you a DM, Lucas. I had asked PandaPops if they would rent me one of their lands for a video when we can. Not because I want to rent the lands, but because we are going to record that transaction and then publish it on YouTube so that when we do get to that point, when rentals are allowed and people are asking that, we immediately have something that we can be like, here, watch this video. And they'll be able to see it from Panda's perspective and mine on what that looks like.
Okay.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Well, if for any reason she can't be a part of that and you need somebody else, I'll happily be a part of that.
All right. Hey, stop burning the place down, Alex.
Yeah, seriously, man. What's the deal?
I'm just too hot.
Can't believe it. Got a police and a fireman. Sorry.
Wow.
I'm too hot. Hot day.
I came out of nowhere and I loved it.
It's all right. I did it in my like trolley. I like to do like I don't know. The other day I was just singing in my living room, but then it was like I was getting like real serious about it. But I had just woke up, so I don't know if you've ever done this, right? But you wake up after a good night's sleep, and your voice can't do anything but like hard bass tone. You ever run into that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
so it was very white style moment for every single song that I was singing that day. You know what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. We gonna get down to it. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. But no, like Bruno Mars has been like on the playlist all week. all week. So I was leaving the door open.
Man,
as,
I used
as
to
they
like
say.
not like Bruno Mars at all, but I dig him now. As like
Yeah.
Grenade was just like too corny for me, but all the songs he's been releasing for the past few years have just been like just really fun bops, and like
Yes.
harkening back to a lot of Michael Jackson stuff, and just like having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Just fun.
he just looks like he's having fun all the time.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, and Joe, to comment back, I didn't realize you were saying Panda was doing it for her stream. So,
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I literally neither did she. I messaged like when she asked, like, "Hey, sure, I can do that." Okay, I see.
that'll be great for her channel. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought, for the community, and so we may produce 2 different videos, one to go on the Sandbox YouTube and one to go on to hers. But either way, we're gonna have something produced there so people can see what it looks like.
That's awesome. The rental side of the contracts is something I'm really excited to kind of dive deep into.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you are. You said like 30 lands, right? You got a lot of land out there.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, how am I going to develop for all this now that I know that it takes 6 freaking months?
Well, the idea is one of our
If you want to
ideas.
do it really well, it doesn't have to take 6 months.
Yeah,
but-
no, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's not just
That's
that.
true.
It's Voxel Ocean has a series of artists and designers and developers that are working for us, and a lot of them want to develop their own experiences and whatnot, and some of them can't afford to purchase the land on their own. So what I'm saying is,
that's good.
work for us, and while you're doing that, I'll
Huh.
loan you one of my plots until you can buy your own.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
yeah, it's just a way for us to allow them to continue to explore while we're doing our thing, and they're helping us out, and we're all doing this together.
Yeah, that's great. Wow, that's super, super great. Honestly, like way to just be, I don't know, way to be a good person. We live in a world where people like just absolutely duke on each other. You know what I mean? They're like, no, it's mine. You can't have it. And you're just giving back, I love it. Love to hear that.
Why can't it? Oh, because it was too close to the edge. That's why. All right. We've got a home.
Okay, real quick. W. Caleb asks once again, will the voting for the VoxEdit contest judging be done via Twitter posts, since Twitter could post more content showing more aspects or animations of the design? W. Caleb, I can confirm that we do not use Twitter for those. We use the Google form and distribute that, whether internally or externally. The GIF or GIF that you submit on there is the most important piece toward that voting.
So, only hardcore. I think that I think it was you who was asking the question before. I did answer it earlier how the shooting mechanic was done. So it does require custom attack animations.
Man, somebody's in like a legit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, we live next to a fire station. Yeah,
I feel concerned for your town right now. Somebody's having some rough time.
yeah.
Got something there. So
Somebody.
yeah, just a normal Sunday, Saturday, Friday. What year is it?
Saturday. The year is
I love
Saturday.
that that's somehow transmitted into everyone else's brain now. Y'all are saying what year is it, and I feel like that's my fault.
It is very much your fault.
Hoddle Hill over on Twitch has a question. They ask,
right.
what do you say to people who say a metaverse land should be unlimited? Well, that's actually a really good question. Joe, you want to take that one?
Sure.
I mean, do you want me to?
No, I mean, I just think we can both do this, I think, because this is an opinion question. I think it's less fact question.
Mhm.
The Earth is not unlimited. That is my quick answer to that. While we continue to expand,
Sure.
land values
I've got
go up.
opinions on this also. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to hear what Lucas got to say too.
I am finished. Can go.
You're
Your
done.
turn.
Okay, gotcha.
That was it.
It's things are only valuable if there's a limited resource or if it's a limited aspect. Like if it's just unlimited land and everybody can have it and there's no scarcity to it, then it's going to be piles of garbage. And there's not going to, like, if you look at the game maker, the gallery, there's a lot of just games that were published as test games. There's nothing on them. Like, there's like a block of lava in the center, and then they just left it as it was.
Mm-hmm.
And if there was unlimited access to unlimited land, then that's how it would be in the sandbox itself. And without that scarcity, without that limited number, there would be no desire or drive to create quality content.
Right.
And I mean, there wouldn't be no desire, but it would be drowned out. I feel like the sea would be so massive that we'd never be able to swim the whole thing. So people would just stop exploring it, you know?
Right. No, that's actually a really good point, because that makes you think about like even if you were just designing in I don't know why Minecraft is coming to mind here, but when you say unlimited land and like the sea, like it just becomes diluted. I always think about that when you do like go to the edge of the map in Minecraft that doesn't exist, right? You just keep going out that way. Eventually it just becomes, you know, another forest, another desert, another whatever, and it's not unique. It's not, you know, valuable. And you always end up wanting to go back to the place that is limited, the place you did create in. So with unlimited lands, to that point that you just said, Lucas, I think that's huge. You would see all of that. You'd just be swimming through garbage and be like, yeah, I don't want to be here. It's not entertaining. So the concentration or the limited quantity of the lands makes it so that over time there's just something interesting to do in each of those spaces.
Yeah, for sure. Concentrated focus and added to a deflationary asset, because the land kind of is a deflationary asset because there's a limited number, because there's that 1,666 and some odd plots of
464.
land. 464. Thank you. And because there's that limited number, that means people are going to lose, you know, access to wallets. That means things are going to happen to these plots, and some of them are going to become, you know, unusable. It's not going to be a whole lot of them, but as that happens, that number will decrease over time. So while it is a stationary number for the assets that were produced, it's kind of, in a sense, deflationary. And so because of that, it also increases the value of the items themselves.
Yeah. And great point by I lost the name here. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Yikion Art, YKION.
Oh,
Art.
yeah.
Servers still need to run as well.
Yikion Art is what they said to me. Or yeah, they said that's how you pronounce it yesterday.
All right, great. So they brought up a point also. The major benefit of owning land is server access. I mean, that's not how it's stated usually, but that's what you get. You get multiplayer, leaderboards, instancing for multiplayer on your game. These are benefits that cost real money to keep up and running. And as when you buy into land, you're investing in that land. That helps fund the sandbox to get those servers up and running. When sand transactions are happening, and that 5% fee in sand goes back to the sandbox, half goes into the foundation, which helps support Creator Fund, Game Maker Fund, other projects like that, the game jams, things like that. That other portion goes to the sandbox, and that's how they're going to be able long term to keep things up and running. You know, it's not like, oh, you buy land and then it's just free forever for this game server space. Like it costs electricity and stuff to run these things. So having it be totally unlimited, I guess, in a way, I mean, I guess the more people who would buy land, the more money there would be for that stuff. But if you make it unlimited, that severely devalues the land and would devalue 100%. The sand token. So you'd be getting diminishing returns, and you just
that point right there that goes back to when we talked about the play to earn tokens too, right? Like if a play to earn token has unlimited supply, then the value would depreciate over time because it can continue to be produced. But with the limited quantity, the value can appreciate. So yeah, it's interesting. All of that. Good question.
Great question. I loved that question.
That was a great question. Thank you, Huddle Hill. Some more questions, actually. There was one that just popped up that I would like to get to, and I lost it.
How dare.
How dare. I'll jump over to the other one. 1 second, guys. Give me a moment. I gotta find this.
Do 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 do.
Oh, here it is. Harbinger 9999 over on Twitch TV asks, I was visiting the Game Jam article and I don't understand the theme for the casual game. Can you guys please give me some more insight? Either of you want to field that one?
I have not checked out the current Game Jam, so
1 second. I'm going to pull up the article so I can make sure that I am specific about this.
We can pull it up on the screen too.
Do 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 do. All right.
Is this
all right.
What's it called?
Entry guidelines. Pretty chill. Your entry must be designed in Game Maker. Your entry can include assets you've created yourself. Your entry must have some playability, quest missions. Your entry must be unique and not a direct copy of any existing experiences. Spamming the gallery with a number of low-quality experiences will result in you being disqualified, and not completing submission steps correctly in the submitting your entry section may result in you being ineligible. Judging will be done by TSB staff. In terms of what is casual mobile games, I'm going to say almost every mobile game is casual. Let me think about like not PUBG mobile.
I was about to say, like, I heavily played not casual mobile games for several years when I had my older computer.
Yeah. Okay, so let me give you examples that are not casual games. Infinity Blade is not a casual game. Battleheart, big strategy writ small, is not casual. Injustice Gods Among Us would not be a casual game. The Room, which is like an escape room, would probably not be a casual. Jetpack Joyride, not. Well, that's on the border of casual, but I would probably not call it a casual game because it is, it's a game that you're 100% gonna sit there and play for hours, right? So yeah, when you think about what a casual game means, you're
when I think of casual, I think of like pick up and go. You can play for like 2 minutes, lock your phone, walk away, and you're fine. But if you're playing COD Mobile, PUBG Mobile, you are dedicating 45 minutes to a match.
Right.
Assuming you get to the end. But
like a good casual game example would be like Peggle, if you know what Peggle is, or as Iseology is saying, Flappy Bird or Temple Run, or you play it for a good 2 minutes, and while you're waiting on the train or something, and I don't know, referencing things that aren't America is very hard to do for me because I'm thinking
bus.
Like, what am I? We don't bus.
Uber.
Like, there's a bus every 2 hours.
You can casual game from the back of an Uber.
No, you could, yeah. Like,
but we all own our own cars, so we're
basically a casual game is a game that you can be playing, and somebody says, "Hey, you need to take out the trash," and you're like, "All right, phone down," right? You're off and you're doing the thing. Whereas, as Alex mentioned, like Call of Duty Mobile or PUBG Mobile, those are games where you're like, all right, I'm going to do that in 5 minutes because I'm about to win this and I need this time. So if the game is so addicting that you need the time to play it, then it's probably not a casual game, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Matching up, and then it's like, okay, I'm definitely not going anywhere for 30 minutes.
Bejeweled is like it's a casual game. Even if it's a game you can play for hours, it's a game where somebody's like, hey, I need you to do this activity, and you can be like, yes, okay. Or like your brother calls or something, and you're like, okay, this is
the shade in the chat.
Ow.
What's happening?
Oh, for Joe, all
For
games
Joe,
are casual.
all games are casual because he
got
could never
good.
get good. Hey, Ice Pilot X7.
Spell it right.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but I would recommend that. Well, yeah. First of all, you need to spell get good correctly. You know what I mean?
Spelled it wrong.
But if
it was
but I'm gonna share with you something that might change your mind, if I can.
Oh,
what is
Because
it? Do tell.
oh,
Whoa.
you're about to find out. You're about to find out.
whoa.
Do. How do I click? How do I share this?
In Restream? What is
Oh,
the
here
link?
we
What
go.
is it?
Is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
cinnamon buns.
boop. There you go. If you're interested, that's my Steam community profile where you can see that I have over 2,000 hours played in Rocket League, and I'm ranked champion tier. So if you would like at any point to tell me to get good again, feel free.
Man,
Put
and
up
you
or
haven't
shut
even
up,
100% of
Pilot.
the achievements?
I don't even need it. I don't need the achievements. You know what I mean? It's not about going and doing the thing where you blow up 4 cars or whatever those things are. Like, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. And you see, Canada Kristen
Why
is
are you
linking
like
memes
this?
so hard right now. So many memes of proof that, like, I need to get good. But what Canada Kristen is not linking is that I come through in the clutch when I play my games, okay? I was playing this game that she's linking right now, left and right, and I was failing left and right. That is true. But at a certain point, I looked at the timer and went, you know what? I got 2 minutes and I got to do it right now. And went straight to the top and finished that game with seconds on the clock.
It's funnier because we can't see you, so I don't know what you're smacking. I'm assuming it's your fist into your hand, but I don't know.
Yes,
You could be-
absolutely. It was I cupped the right hand and back my own hand.
Oh man. We should do a giveaway.
How dare?
How do we do a giveaway?
You want to do a giveaway?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should
do
do
it.
it.
We can do a giveaway.
Yeah, let's do
How
it.
dare? I don't know why. I don't know why.
How dare you do a giveaway?
Can't believe.
We're doing this. Doing
All
it
right.
right now.
Let's do it.
You
do
can't
it.
stop me.
Let's do it.
It's done. It's already
Let's
done.
do it.
Can't
Do
go
it.
back.
Do it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Too easy to troll you right now. Okay, yeah. Kristen, thank you for clipping these. I just appreciate you so much right now.
Dang it. I think the form's closed. 1 second.
I love being able to go back and watch these, Kristen. You just make me laugh because it's just so ridiculous. I'm just these are so ridiculous. Oh, it was torture. Honestly, it was torture playing that in that moment because I was just like, how am I this bad? Also, yeah, I love being a degenerate. I gotta say, I love being a degenerate.
I mean,
After I told you that I bought 4 million shares, I bought like another 1.5 million because freak it, dude.
Man,
And you know what?
I'm
It's
getting
up.
FOMO now.
up.
over at Dead Coin.
You don't even want it. You don't even want it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I literally FOMO'd myself. I'm like, yeah, I bought
Oh,
some.
wait.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna buy some more. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So stupid. It's gonna be so good if I wake up in a week and it's just like $1. I'd be like, all right, game over, ladies and gentlemen.
We will never see Joe again. He's just going to be.
Oh, you will. You
sipping
will.
Mai
What else
Tais
am
on
I
the
gonna do?
beach.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
No.
That's true.
No.
We have too much
No.
fun.
I'd definitely be hanging out in the EU though.
James.
Get the heck out of this country. You know what I mean? No offense, America. I guess.
I guess.
I guess.
Take it how you will.
No, it's wild. I was recently like, so you know, life has been happening,
Yeah.
and
As life does.
as life does.
Yeah.
And So I have a landlord. I live in an apartment above a salon where I get my hair cut because it takes 5 minutes and it's great. And I so yeah, I just got to go downstairs once every couple of weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was recently life happened and it kind of opened up some opportunities for me. But I'd asked my landlord, I was like, hey, so what's the over under on me just being able to pay my rent for like a year? And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, give me like a new lease agreement or something every year with a 5% increase or something like that. And like, let's just do this so that I can go figure out if I want to just go, I don't know, explore the world for a minute.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
She was actually really cool with it. She was like, yeah, I guess so. Like, that seems weird, but I'm like, I could just pay you monthly though, I guess, whatever. But like,
go on. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just saying that, like I been paying with a paper check for like 10 years, but I got a new like owner of the building. I don't know, about almost a year ago now. And yeah, so like I was still giving them paper checks. And then like I just asked, I was like, okay, so maybe not paying like 6 months up front or a year or whatever. If that's inconvenient for you, like can we just do something like Venmo or like, I don't know, Facebook Pay or something? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, blown mind, right? Blown mind. Because the whole time I was just like, oh, paper checks. And now it's like, it doesn't matter. I could be in like Italy or something, you know what I mean? Just be chilling and be like, oh yeah, it's the first. Here you go.
You can also offer to pay the whole year up front and then ask for a discount on all payments. Like,
yeah,
give me a 15% discount because I paid a whole year at once.
Well, okay, so full disclosure, just because, for no reason, when they first bought the building, they increased the rent rate 60% in a year because I was paying that far under market average. Now it's still like 25% under market average. So I wouldn't even ask for a discount, honestly. I used to do leasing management, right, for a property, and so like I know.
Yeah, you know all about it.
Yeah. So I just straight up, have you ever heard of a mortgage? Candidly, Kristen.
Just ripping into you today.
Like I appreciate that, but here's my take on a mortgage. Have you ever heard of taking a 3% APR and then compounding that over 30 years? I'm gonna say no, thank you, and take my crypto gains and buy it in cash. That's my goal. All right, I'm not trying to do it. I'm not trying to do a mortgage. I got a pretty good credit score, but I'm not trying to do a mortgage. Unless, of course, there's that cost basis where if we're on an upward trajectory market, then, on an upward trajectory market and I'm making, 30% APY or something like that on average, I would take a mortgage because it's a net positive to have my liquidity first. But, you get the opportunity to have asset value. I'm going to buy it in cash.
It's all about balancing things out.
That's right. These are things that people don't think about.
When they're building a game?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you would assume we were building a game here. That's what this stream is supposed to be about. But
Alex, I gotta say, it's looking quite beautiful already.
Thanks.
I'm being serious. I like it. I like what you're doing.
Yeah. Candidly Kristen now coming back after the clapback. Candidly Kristen's like, hey, my mortgage is a third of my rent costs in the area. And the house's value has doubled in 4 years. So I can't say that right now is the best time to buy. Yeah, that's also a factor. It might be easier to pay in cash after we wait for the inevitable collapse.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I've got a
estate.
CPA. I called a CPA this week. We're looking at a house, and the crypto stuff just made it all so confusing. And so we're calling the CPA, and I'm having to like explain Etherscan and stuff. I'm getting a little nervous.
My CPA actually asked me. He was like, "Hey, so I have a question for you, and I really hope the answer is no. Have you ever heard of cryptocurrency?" My wife just looked at me and
new CPA.
No, I would literally I would have said in response while laughing, never heard of her.
There you go.
because they're just like, oh well, yeah, like I don't know, but it's not as hard as they make it out to be honest with you. But the laws are just wishy-washy, so you just have to understand it. I think, I don't know,
They're
obviously that's the
wishy-washy.
stupidest thing I've ever said. You just have to understand it, but I don't it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Yeah, the Bitcoin transactions are easy because I've only had a handful of them. That's easy because it's not. I'm not buying and selling. That's like a basic stock. But then last year I have over 1,000 transactions in Ethereum. Some of doing item giveaways. I've got reimbursements for the gas fees on those. I've got artwork that I've sold, artwork that I've bought and resold. Like liquidity pools. I've got all the mess. It's just a big flaming dumpster pile of how do I do this? And so I sent the CPA my Etherscan link and was like, good luck. I'll talk to you next week and see. Maybe I should charge him to teach him what all the things are.
Yeah, right. No, what's fun?
Because
what's really fun is if they really want to dig into it and you have to show them a single Etherscan transaction. Like when I just did this swap, it's like transaction action, and there's 4 different functions that happen at 4 different cost basis in a single transaction. And then tokens transferred, that is 9 line items. 9 line items in tokens transferred. And I know that they would look at that and in one transaction and be like, what? But I translated from whatever to English, right? Like transaction fee, write-off, value assessed cost basis, right there. All the rest is just noise.
Break it down to its most base elements.
Yep. Botcoin, what's that? Jackie Chan. You can TurboTax Bitcoin. You can. I actually used that app that I don't remember exactly what it was called. Alex probably remembers. He's got a better brain than I am for this. But my H&R Block suggested to use Token Tracker, thank you, for all of my things. And I put that in. I used the Token Tracker for all my Coinbase stuff. Cost in, cost out. That was really, really straightforward. And I do all the things, right? And then after I do those things, H&R Block's like, hey, so you remember how I asked you to upload that PDF? Well, we're not going to use optical character recognition to automatically read it. We're going to make you put in those 1,000 different line items that you did last year manually, one by one.
See, wow. Well, forget H&R Block. So TurboTax will let you upload the CSV from Token Tax.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Token
right?
Tracker.
From that's the problem is that I uploaded mine, right? Yeah. And then it was just like, we're not even going to try to read it. You're just going to have to manually type it as well.
Well, and that's why I got the CPA, because like I don't have time to go through all of those transactions. Like I will gladly pay somebody to do it, but if they don't know what they're looking at, like I can explain it to them and I can be like, oh, this contract address, this is a Sandbox asset contract. So this is the selling of an item that I made or me buying an item. And like, and so, but good luck to them. So yeah, I feel like I should be able to train them as to what those things are. And then they'll know how to do it for other people.
Maybe I got you one better, Alex. I got you one better.
Just start a company.
If our arrangement goes through that we were working on this last week, then I'll just dedicate me a week off. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be my take CPA. Off all other functions and we just do it. Yeah, I'll do yours. I'll do mine. I'll do anybody else who might work for.
Let's buy a CPA company and make them do they'll just be dedicated.
That's a good idea. Actually, just absorb it in and be like, okay, like this is what you do 90% of the time, and that month out of the year you're doing everybody's tax.
Yeah, there you go.
Julia's. That's right. Julia's like, mine, please. There you go.
Julia, I could do your token taxes in like 10 minutes.
It's easy. I could complete those like before we were finished with a phone call.
Like, no offense, but it's not that many transactions.
Ice Pilot, you're getting in over your head if you want to try to do my taxes. I'll tell you that. When I did mine, it ended up taking like 6 hours.
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that Ice Pilot only wants to do it to troll you. So he's going to come back and they're going to be
That's
like, yeah,
fair.
you owe $69,000.
Oh, and no, that's not. Yes, but it's $69,004.20.
That's fine.
Yeah. Which is a fair deal. I don't know.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, as long as. I love that you just want to kick this box off a cliff now. Alex is just jumping the show. He's like, nope.
This is part of Alex proofing games, right? You wanna add in a puzzle. You know, this is a really simple puzzle because you can't jump this. Well, okay, I can, but let's change that.
Nice. It's like a person couldn't do this. Does it immediately?
Okay, we're making it too high to jump up. Okay, so there's no way for me to. I can't jump high enough. Like that's my head height. So now we want
beat
to.
The puzzle. Mr. Winning says, "Congratulations, you've won."
Okay, that's too far. But we want to have these physics items that will give us the height boost that we need to accomplish the puzzle, but I don't want people losing these things somewhere. You know, they start goofing off with them, the physics glitch out, and then the box goes rocketing up into the air and goes somewhere off the map. That would be not ideal. And so now we're making it, and there'll be an invisible wall here. That's kind of like the last step because you don't want the invisible walls in the way while you're building everything. So we're just we're building a platform here. No, don't fall in. Okay, we're good. So now, all right, it's gonna take some calibration here.
Oh,
but however they fall, they're gonna come back. Okay, so it'll be okay. I can lower it a little bit. I'm rotating from the wrong end though. We're gonna do that.
Tale as old as time.
A little bit easier. Drop it down a little bit more. Okay, now we should be good. So nope, I can still do it. I can just jump too high. That's the problem. A little bit more. It's such a drastic change though from the other. Doing it from the other end. Oops. Okay, good. It just yeets me down into the water. Okay, but now if I stack up some blocks, I can hopefully jump on top of them. Well, okay, they don't stack very nicely. We're figuring it out. We may need to get a different type of item here.
Oh no, I actually feel bad for tweeting that. Shoot. I should have tagged Terra Money.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. I just made a little tweet about the poor choice of purchase that I made a bit ago.
Did it.
You know?
Woo. Yeah. Did you just raise the prices so that way I can't do it?
I mean, do I have that much clout, Alex?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. Maybe like internally. I think amongst our staff, maybe there's a few people who would just follow me into the darkness on any decision I make. But in terms of the general internet, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. I've followed you into the dark a few times.
Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Woo! You know what I mean? That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there.
It doesn't respawn though. So
I mean, who needs
that's
it?
That's a problem.
Who needs it? Literally you, but get the fatty. Hey. This guy's like a center fielder of a baseball, of a baseball. Rip.
Joe knows how to English.
Para español, marque el dos.
All right. So yeah, I think I'm going to use the larger crate.
A larger kick crate?
A what?
Kick crate? Crate you can kick around? Little boxy thing?
A crate or a barrel. Oh, here we go. Wooden crates. We can do a whole stack. Or, let's see. Yeah, let's just carry the whole stack. That's easier.
Joe, Cody Zine over on Twitch asks, how high did you want me to jump? I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but he's asking, so I'm relaying.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I think that's a question of, it's a meme, actually. When I say jump, you ask how high. That's the thing. So I got it. I appreciate it. And if you'd like to jump, feel free. I don't recommend it, though. But to be fair, I have made a few $100s since we started. So
already.
Yeah. I'm a degenerate.
Okay, stream's over. I gotta go buy some of this before it moons tonight. I'll see y'all Wednesday.
Not financial advice. I am not a CPA. All right.
No,
I am
you're
not
just
a fiduciary. All right.
Gazing into
I'm
your
just
orb.
a guy. I'm just a guy on the internet.
Oh man. Good grief.
Hey, can I shout out somebody who has nothing to do with the Sandbox? Because I keep getting suggested literally all the time, and I haven't clicked the follow button, but I watch every freaking video at this point.
Who's that?
At kmoney_69 on Twitter. He makes these videos that are just like the same day topical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he published one an hour ago that had Steve Aoki in it that says when your friend is the top signal. And if you don't know, now you know. Steve is kind of notorious for like being like, hey, this is really cool. Like, I like this NFT, and he buys them because he likes them and not because of anything else. And then has like awful luck where like somehow the next day the price of the NFT will go down, right? And like,
we love you, Steve.
having nothing to do with them, right? Having nothing to do with them.
We love you, Steve. Thank you for complimenting me. I will see you in the next meeting.
Yeah, right. No, but it's great because like, obviously he's embracing the meme, right? Steve is embracing the meme here. But,
okay, good.
Yeah, because he's actually actively in the video sitting next to K Money. Like they're on camera together. Like,
okay.
Yeah. So it's with love, you know what I mean? And he's buying things, literally he's buying things for the art. He's not buying things because he wants to win or whatever.
Usually,
so yeah, exactly. Like I tend to do that as well, you know. I bought some more recently. It's like, you know, whether they hit or not, it doesn't matter.
I've got all my VoxEdits. I think they look great. If they've just been kind of like slow, just kind of chilling out. If someday they blow up, then I'm probably still going to keep most of them. I'll sell a few.
Yeah, I mean,
make back what I've invested in. But I got them because I thought they looked cool and I thought it was a cool project. Right. And I'm happy to have them and to be able to do things with them.
I got one that nobody's heard of the other day, and like a couple of weeks ago, myself and Conrad were up way too late one night, and we just saw them. They looked cool, you know, it felt good. We'll pick them up. Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. Send it to zero, daddy. Like, it's fine. I don't even care. Like, I don't know. I wanted it for the arts. I have it for the art. I'm happy now.
Wait, what? Why did it? That was weird. Okay.
I got the winner of the contest.
Oh, wow. The contest was still running.
I got that a while ago.
Yeah. All right. What you got?
Who's our winner?
Congratulations to Vivox over on Twitch TV. You were the winner.
I know that name.
Green
Congrats,
hat.
Vivox. Send it to Zero Daddy. Send it to Zero Daddy, in quotes, Joseph Madding, 2022. Put it on a bumper sticker.
Ekion art, you can clip it, all right? You can clip it. Use it wherever you want, all right? It's all good.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should keep working on this off stream. Maybe maybe like some decoration stuff, but I'm not going to put any major mechanics in. So we're just going to go over real quickly what I'm setting up right now, because I've kind of been doing it without explaining it. And then we're gonna close the stream for today. So we've got, as I explained, we've got our cinnamon roll level design here. We're going to gradually work our way around and down to the bottom, getting progressively harder, hopefully, and collecting better and better equipment until we can ride some sort of, beam of light up into the clouds and fight the final boss. So what we're doing over here is we're getting over to the first area, which will be kind of like a city, where all the citizens are going to be like, oh no, you need to go slay for us, adventurer. And we've got a moat going on there, which is too high to jump up to. So we've got some water and a ladder to get back out in case you miss the jump or you fall off the sides. And I'm going to change up what exactly the object is we're using here to make it make more sense. Actually what we could do potentially is carry the crates over to the spot, and then it'll spawn a specific item in that spot, so it doesn't move under our feet. But what we've done in the meantime is it's got a health component with water and lava as damaging blocks in case it falls in the water here or falls in the lava down there. And we have it set with an invisible life bar, so we can hit it with the sword, but we're not seeing it as an enemy. We're not trying to do damage to it. But because we have gravity on, it's pretty easy to accidentally kick it or drop it and have it end up in a place where we don't want it. So that's why we have those damaging blocks on, and we have the pickable component so we can carry it to the next place to go. And if it does die, we have the death event to reset, which is why you see it respawn every single time it goes falling off the side there. And that's one way to add items to your game that players can accidentally destroy or misplace. And I don't know why it falls through the floor when it respawns there. I don't know what the... I don't know what's going on anymore. It just fell out of the map. So we're not going to use those boxes. We're going to change it up with something. But there have been many times that I have used a similar technique. I did that with the pumpkins in the Halloween experience I did this past October. That if you lose the pumpkins, they respawn. So that way you never have the players without the item that they need to beat the game. And I think those crates must have gone flying out of the map. So we're gonna forget about those. That didn't happen. Never mind. Work in progress. All right. Well, thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
We had fun.
It's been a good time.
It was a good time. It's fun hanging out. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hope that you have a great weekend. Joe, when's the next time people can hang out with you?
Well, you can hang out with me in about a little under 7 hours right now. So if you're up late or you're up early, depending on where you are in the world, hey, we're gonna do a little good morning, afternoon, evening show today, 3 a.m. UTC. That I guess tomorrow. It might already, depending on where you are, that might be today. But 3 a.m. UTC.
Japan, I don't.
Yeah,
If they're in Japan, I think it's already tomorrow.
Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you next time. Have a great weekend.
Good night, everybody.